Hey guys, Blake here at Rack Attack, your #1 spot for all things rack related. Now today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the brand new Thule Motion 3 rooftop cargo boxes. Now this is the newest iteration of the Motion line from Thule, and it does have a bunch of awesome new features that they put into this box, including the availability for a bunch of different accessories. So we're going to be taking a deep dive into that today. Not to mention, we are out here in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. I figured it might as well, for such a special box and such a big part of your rack setup, probably the smartest thing you can add to your rack setup in my opinion, might as well do something a little special as well. So let's take a deep dive into the Thule Motion 3. Now, one of the biggest features of the new Motion 3s is its sleek aerodynamic design. This means that the drag coefficient that you're going to have while you're driving with this on your car is going to actually impact your fuel efficiency less, meaning that you're going to end up keeping more money in your pocket over time and still expanding your cargo capacity. So Thule really redesigned this box so that it ends up being the most fuel efficient thing that you can put on your roof while expanding your cargo space. Nice job, Thule. So let's talk about the different sizes that the Motion 3 comes in. Now this guy does come in 5 different sizes. The one that you see here is actually going to be the smallest size, technically, which is going to be the Motion 3L. This guy is going to actually come in at 16 cubic feet. Then one step above that is going to actually be the XL, that is 18 cubic feet. It's going to be a little bit longer. And then from there, you have your XL Low. The XL Low is going to be a lower profile box, previously known as the Alpine boxes. That guy is going to be coming in at 14 cubic feet. Then going up from there is the XXL, which is going to be very similar to this box, just a lot longer. If you end up wanting to throw everything you can into that box, that's going to be your move. That guy is going to be coming in at 21 cubic feet. Then last but not least is the XXL Low, which is going to be very similar. Just any of their low boxes are going to be very low profile, not adding as much height to the roof of your vehicle. That guy is going to be coming in at 18 cubic feet. Now the Motion 3 doesn't just feature a super sleek aerodynamic design. This guy does open on both sides, so traditionally most people end up mounting it in the center of their roof so you can access it from both sides of the vehicle. Not to mention, it also does have a really nice push safety latch that actually features a red indicator label telling you that the box is actually open. Now, the reason why this is such an important feature in a lot of your rooftop cargo boxes is that when you end up actually having the box open, but the box is closed, it looks like it is closed. If you were to drive off with the box like that and it's not latched, you could run into some issues. So, being able to have a visual indicator on the side of the box where you actually put in your key is extremely, extremely important. So the little touch that Thule does with that locking mechanism is enough to know that you're going to have a safe trip and your stuff's actually going to get from A to B without having to run into any issues. Now, another big feature for this box, speaking of that locking mechanism, is that it is operated by one hand only. You don't need 2 hands. You don't need to actually do a bunch of stuff to be able to open this box. It's super simple and easy. And once you have your key, you end up actually putting your key in, unlocking the box, and it just takes one hand, and now my box is open. Now, with that red indicator label here, it is telling me that my box is open. Also, Thule has added a really nice shelf here to the side of the box to give you a little bit more of a good purchase on it. So once you do that, push it open, and you're ready to roll. And when you end up actually closing the box, even though it looks like it's closed but is actually open, I can now push down on it and the box is now closed. That red indicator label is now gone and I can now actually pull out my key. Another big feature for this locking mechanism is that if the box is actually open like this, I actually cannot pull out my key. So it's also another built-in safety feature to make sure that you don't end up driving away when your box is able to be opened. Now, good to go. Now, another big safety feature of the Motion 3 is the power click safety system. Now this is the actual mounting foot that you're going to have in 4 locations in the bottom of the box. Now the reason why these are so cool and actually very, very important is because they're the reason why your box actually stays on your bars. Now they do actually have a couple of little feet that actually wrap around your roof rack bar, and that's actually what's going to cinch your box to your bars. Now the cool part about these is that when you actually tighten them up, I'll show you here, it actually gives you an audible click telling you that the box or the clamp is actually tight enough. You could do it all day long and you're never going to over tighten it and break it. So listen here. So again, you could do it all day long and you're never actually going to damage your box or the actual mounting foot. So you don't need any tools to actually mount or unmount your box. All you do to be able to unmount it is just unscrew it and the feet actually open up. To be able to tighten it, you just tighten it. And then you get that click. Now at this point, we've talked about a bunch of different features for the Motion 3. But let's get to the really fun part, which is the accessories. Now, what accessories are available for this box just to send it over the top that much more? Well, first one, and my personal favorite, and if you know, I am a huge nerd for anything packs, bags, and luggage that Thule makes, and fitting the theme, we have the Thule Go Packs. Now, these guys come in a pack of 4, as well as you can kind of see here that they are also color coded. So the days of trying to figure out whose bag is whose are over. These guys are actually color coded so you can differentiate your bags from somebody else's. Not to mention, they are also really good to be able to use as backpacks. So if you end up having to carry a bunch of different stuff, you don't have to worry about it because you already have your bag on your back. Leaves your hands free to carry maybe a baby carrier or some other stuff. Now, as you can tell, this guy fits a ton of stuff. Not just the 4 Go Packs, but pretty much anything you throw at it. And I have plenty of room left over. Now, some of the other accessories you can get for the Motion 3 is this guy here, which is going to be your cargo liner, which is a felt liner that goes on the bottom of the box. Not to mention this guy over here, which ends up being an actual motion sensing light that goes inside the lid of the box. So when you actually open up the box, the interior of the box gets lit up. As well as when you actually don't have this guy on your vehicle and you do actually store it into your garage, you also have the ability to get this guy here, which is going to end up being an actual cover for the box to protect the lid while it is not in use. So the fact that Thule has this many accessories for this box really allows you to tailor it to your own needs and to make your box and cargo experience just that much more special. Now, are you ready to upgrade your cargo setup with the Thule Motion 3? Not a bad choice. If so, visit us at Rack Attack with over 40 locations across North America. Chances are we probably got one right in your backyard. Now, otherwise, if you'd prefer to shop from your couch, now who doesn't, you're always welcome to visit us over at rackattack.com, where one of our experienced gear guides will get you set up in the right direction. Now, be sure to like, subscribe, and anything else that you'd like to ask, including telling us where you're going to take your Motion 3 on its first trip. We'll see you out there.